Welcome to the BMS Weapons School video series. I have started to use an online whiteboard to give a visual representation of what I'm trying to explain. This lesson, we cover over radar fundamentals in detail and explain how the radar works and how to use it effectively. We use the -94 as a reference, which comes with BMS. It also has a lot of information about the weapon systems of the F-16. I highly recommend giving that a read. We also explain the different radar modes, including RWS and TWS, and many more. This was a live instruction, so excuse me if I misspoke or had some conflicting information. Then after we finished with the ground school, we head on over in 3D and fly over at the range. It was a 2v2 BVR exercise. I was the red flight lead and the J-11, and they have a severe advantage over the F-16s. They like to fly high and fast. For the blue side, we had two F-16s. In the first few rounds, I was explaining and showcasing the jammer capabilities and effectiveness of the downed radiation cone. Then we started firing ordnance and performed some BVR engagements. Blue was using the AIM-120C-7s, and red was using a few different weapons, including some from the Russian inventory. I have included the entire debrief at the end, so don't miss out on that. Check out the description for chapters and my Aviation Plus store, where all purchases directly support the channel. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. See ya. Alright, if you reference Discord, I'm live streaming the -34 for the radar section. Just going to go over a few things here. Alright, so yeah, it's a APG-68. So I've been doing some research randomly. So apparently that now there's a APG, I think it's 83, which is a AESA radar, which is the electronically scanned APG-83. Yeah, so if you ever get the chance to look it up, it doesn't move like this one right here. See how it's like a dish and it moves back and forth? So the electronic array has little prongs on it that electronically scans the sky instead of physically moving. So number one, it's quicker because it doesn't have to physically move, and number two, it could it's less susceptible to jamming because of the software and hardware in it. So that's just something new about that, and they're actually testing. There's a couple of them here at Edwards that have it. All right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And the not the Greek, but I think the Taiwanese, they're F-16 Victors. They're gonna get the APG-83. That's their contract to get them.
I wonder, is it like 10 times faster or 5 or something like that?
So I don't know of an actual number, but it's like significant. You can probably go on YouTube and search. I think they have an example on the F-35, and you could show that the physical moving radar has to move back and forth, and it gets information as it scans. So let's see. Reference the Jamboard. Reference the whiteboard.
Okay.
Let me pull it up on here so people could see. All right. So you have your radar emitter. You have your radar emitter right here. It updates. All right, cool. So you have targets here. You have targets here. You have targets there. You have targets all over the place. So with a physically scanned radar, the radar has to physically move around back and forth. So once it physically moves back and forth, it has to go back to another one. So if it scans here, it's like, okay, cool, you're there. Scans there, okay, cool, you're there. Scans here, it has to physically move all the way around, and that takes time. So if it's electronically scanned, so electricity basically goes the speed of light, like it's very close to the speed of light. So it could go back and forth like hundreds of times per second. It'll just give you updates all the time. So to my understanding, you know the difference between TWS and RWS? We'll go over that in here.
Yep.
But basically the difference between the two is it gets more, I guess, a better resolution from each target because it holds the radar right there for a quick second. So it'll hold it, it'll be like, okay, cool, it's going this fast. Goes over here, holds it, cool, it's going this fast. And it'll switch back and forth between the two while searching in between. So it's like looking here, looking there, searching in between, looking here, looking there, searching in between. So it's doing all that super, super fast. But it's even faster with the electronically scanned because it could almost do everything at the same time. Like to the human eye, it looks like it's at the same time. It looks like it's just simultaneously. So it'll do all that moving and moving around all at the same time and give you the same visual representation of TWS. So, to my understanding, RWS with the AESA, with the electronically scanned radar, doesn't exist because it doesn't have to physically move back and forth. It's automatically doing TWS, track while scan.
With much higher resolution.
Yes,
response time, I guess, right?
much higher resolution. All right, yep, that's about it for that. So, some GWiz information. I'm going to go back to the Discord live here. So it has the 60 degrees off bore sight, which is the same as the electronically scanned radar. Has it on the previous one was a 66, so it's this older. It doesn't go as fast and stuff. I have the stuff here highlighted. That's some good points on it. So pulse PRF, pulse recurrence and repetition frequency, is the number of pulses that RF is transmitted every second. So if it's low, medium, or high, it depends on the updates and frequency from the target that it's locking onto. So low is best for long range detection, way out in the distance, but you'll have less of a resolution, but you'll be able to see it. And then high is better for accuracy at the spins for range. So it's always good to have accuracy when they're really close, so you can kind of tell which way they're going. So it's basically the difference between RWS and TWS. Is basically the TWS is more or less high frequency, and RWS is low frequency.
What would you consider close for this purpose?
I would say within like 25, 30 miles. Anything closer than that is close. Because if you're using TWS, you're probably not going to see anyone farther than like 40 miles. Probably not going to see anyone farther than that because it's using the high PRF, a higher PRF than the RWS to give you that higher resolution and accuracy. Yeah, Doppler shift. So this is one that I knew about it, but never really knew what to call it. So the Doppler effect is like the change of frequency. If the target and the emitter is moving at the same time, there will be no change in the reflection. So with that being said, if the Doppler effect is when the aircraft, let's go back to the whiteboard. So you're emitting radiation here. So someone is coming towards you like this. So the radar is sending out frequency back to the target, and then it reflects back the frequency, I guess the waves. And as it reflects those waves, I'm getting into technical terms here, but the waves are closer together because it's moving faster towards you. So that's how it could tell your speed. So being that it's moving faster towards you, these waves are closer together than when it's sent out. So it sends out like this, and then since it's coming towards you, the waves are closer together. Have you ever heard like a siren coming towards you? It sounds really, really loud, and then it passes you, and then it gets like really, really, not really loud, but it gets higher pitch, and then it passes you, it goes back down in pitch. That's the same exact thing.
Like a train vessel, right?
Yeah, like a train. Like you coming towards you, it's really really high pitch, and it passes you, and it slowly gets flat. The sound.
Yeah. The increments between the waves decreases as faster it goes.
If it's going away from you.
No, if it's coming towards you.
Oh yeah, it decreases. Yes. The hertz, actually, it's called the hertz between each wave is shorter. So see where I was going with it. Oh yeah, the Doppler effect. So the Doppler effect is when it does not have those changes in hertz in the wavelength. So if you're emitting right here, someone's coming towards you, obviously that will change because they're moving towards you. If they're going perpendicular of you, they're not making any movements. So that there's no movements towards you, there's no movements away from you. So basically the radar sees the same wavelength coming back. So it automatically thinks it's nothing. So it literally filters it out. So there's a certain speed, it doesn't really specify what speed it is, but there's a certain speed where your the speed of your aircraft and the speed of the target must be higher than, I think it was 200 knots. I think it says it somewhere. Pretty sure it's 200 knots. So if it's lower than 200 knots, it's probably going to filter it out and not give you that return. So if you see helicopters, you might not see a helicopter on the ground if the closing rate is less than 200 knots. So this is why sometimes when aircraft are coming in like this and they do a split, they disappear off your radar because they're beaming, and your radar basically filters out the radar return because there's no closing speed or gaining speed. There's nothing there. So yeah, so that's the Doppler effect and the beaming. You can see this. So that's the beaming effect when you want to kind of lose them if you both split like this, they'll kind of lose you on the radar, but you're unable to see where they are. So to do that, it would be good to do that. Do a split while you have two other people behind you giving you radar updates of the person over here. That would be a good tactic. And that's the so go back to the Discord. What was that, Rody?
That's good to know.
Yeah. Any questions, comments so far?
From what I remember in DCS F-14, you can actually, at least on that airplane, you can turn the Doppler filtering out. So you kind of switch to like a plain radar, just reflection. Is there a way to do that in the F-16?
I don't think so. There's on here, I saw it somewhere. It has on the real APG-68 somewhere in here. We'll probably see it later on. But you're able to change that filter speed. So if, for example, if it's 200 knots, you could like lower it down to 0. So in real life, you could change that speed to filter nothing. But you'll see everything. You'll see birds. You'll see like all kind of things. And that threshold is the moving target reject. So that whatever that speed is, it'll just reject it and not even let you see it. Oh, here it is. The real APG-68 has selectable notch values.
Got it.
So you could change the values of that. Obviously has a high resistance to chaff, because chaff basically does nothing when it comes to AIM 120s and aircraft radar, so you just might as well not even use it. That's because of the Doppler filter, because the chaff disperses and it just slows down really fast, so it's like it doesn't even register it. And like I said before, the pulse Doppler radars are susceptible to beaming because you go perpendicular and there's no more closing. There's no change in velocity from the emitter. That's how it calculates the range, the amount of time it takes to get there, and the amount of time it takes to come back. Basically gets the range. These are all your switches. Pretty sure you have most of your switches correct. That's the TMS. We'll be talking about the target management switch a lot down there, and that's about it. The cursor, you know what that does and stuff. Basically it. Yeah, elevation knob, communication, expand. You know, you can expand your FCR. If you see two people close together, you could press the expand button down here. It'll expand the picture.
Got a quick question here.
Yep.
I never understood what the cursor enable button does.
So it can be used for air to ground, because if you're air to ground and you have a like a bomb, a dumb bomb, you could cycle between CCIP and CCRP and DTOS. So that's how you cycle between the three modes quickly, because you can obviously go to the MFD, click like 3 buttons and go to it, but it's easier to just use the cursor enable.
And in air to air, does that have any function?
Air to air, it has what does it have? It has something to do with the radar. I think if you're in dogfight mode, it changes between the different dogfight radar modes. It changes between like if you've seen where you're in dogfight mode, there's like a vertical line in the middle of your HUD, and then there's one where I'll have to show you, but there's one where it's a vertical line. So if the target passes that vertical line on your azimuth, it'll lock onto that target automatically. There's another one where there's a plus, and you can actually move the cursor where you want the radar to look at. See if I can find it in here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Don't waste any time on it.
Yeah, it's like,
you can,
and then it has the plus.
You could also use your helmet mounted camera.
Yeah. Oh, and also if you have a AIM-9X, you could also like you see this little, that's for the AIM-9X reticle. So you can turn your radar off, so you won't be emitting anything, and then you can hold the cursor enable, and that'll slave the AIM-9 to your helmet, so you could lock onto them without any radar assistance at all. So
got it.
You go to dogfight mode, you hold the cursor enable, and you look up or left or right, and this will follow your head, so you can lock onto someone without even turning on your radar if they're close enough. That's super helpful for when you're in dogfight mode and you know that they lost you, so you just turn your radar off so they can continue being blind, and then you could just shoot them with the AIM-9 without them even knowing. Expand, display, BMS button, sensor panel. So the quiet switch, I use that sometimes when either you're down low or you want to try to get beside someone, you turn your radar off or standby, it'll give you the no rad at the top. Or when you're tanking, usually I use I think it's override? The override button when I'm tanking, so I turn off the override, turn off the radar with the override, puts it in standby. Also, if I want to quickly turn off my radar without going into silent mode, because if you put it in silent mode, it turns off your TACAN or something. It turns off other things. I don't want it to turn off other things. It's easier just to do override.
Know that.
Yep. Pretty good. I have it as a button, a key bind, so I can just do it really quick instead of having to use my mouse. As a keyboard
That's
button.
Smart.
Let's see. It has a different RWS, ULS, VSR, SAM, TWS, and STT. So the only thing that's not really implemented is this one, which it's supposed to be used for, I think it's up look search or something. So basically, you're looking up, so there's nothing, there's no ground, there's no trees, there's nothing. So whatever you see up there is aircraft of some sort. So it'll basically turn off your filtering. So if someone's super high, you will be able to turn this on, and you'll be able to see them easier. But this is exactly the same as RWS. There's no implementation for ULS. We'll go over the other 3 or the other 4 in paragraph down here. So obviously you have standby, air-to-air modes, RWS, situation awareness mode, single STT, velocity, VSR, and track wall scan. Then the ground modes, ground map and ground moving target, and then C is usually what we use the most. Ranging is usually used if you're doing a gun run. It'll range the ground so you won't hit it. Let's see. Dogfight mode. Are you familiar with the NCS? NCTR? Are both of you familiar with NCTR?
I
Not
believe
really.
so. No, I don't think so. Elaborate more on it.
Okay, so this is it's useful, but usually once it's useful, you're too close. So this is it's non-cooperative target recognition. So if your bug target, so if this target is bugged and it's facing towards you, and within probably like 15 miles or so, it'll uh ping the aircraft and actually basically, well, let me
I
search.
think I know. I'm starting to remember. I think it's looking at the, like, if it has two engines, it's looking at the reflections from the turbines and then
Yes. Yeah. So
trying to ID the aircraft, right?
yep, it IDs the aircraft by the turbine blades, and there's a program inside of the jet that's automatic in this sense, but it automatically knows what it is. So if you're close enough and the aircraft is facing towards you and you have it locked, it'll give you what the aircraft is at the top right here. Let's see if it'll do it. Let me see. There's a picture down here.
Funny you said that, because when I first learned about
Yeah.
this one, it was really cool, but in practice, you rarely get to use it.
Yeah, like I said, when you see this, you're too close. Like it's already too close if that's working. Because it has to be head on and like within 20 miles or something. But if
Yeah, at that point you're defending.
yeah,
Unless
exactly.
You fly.
Yeah, you're too close at that point. And if it's turned away or it doesn't know, or if it's too far, it'll just say unknown. And if it's trying to acquire, it'll say wait. So it'll say that it's waiting, or for you to wait. Sit on here. Brody, do you know what this blue magenta line is right here? Or blue line?
Yeah, that's the limit of your bar scan.
Yes. So it's not gonna see anything over here. That is correct. Bullseye symbol. Yeah, you know what the bullseye symbol looks like. These are your scans. So this is full open, 60 degrees. Then it goes to 30 degrees, 25 degrees, and 10 degrees. And this is the bar scan. So one bar scan has the most updates, but as you see, it doesn't go down. So it's the elevation scan is less than any of the other ones because it only goes once across. 2-bar scan, it does this, and then 3 and 4. So 4 takes the longest, but it covers more ground or more air.
Exactly, and it goes faster from one. The scan is faster in one, then it gets progressively longer.
Yes.
From 1 through.
Yep. The azimuth, you have to have those two little numbers. These two little numbers right here. Make sure the target is in between those two numbers, or else you won't see it. Pretty sure you guys know that.
Copy that.
You guys know what the little tadpole means? The bottom tadpole and the top tadpole. You know what the difference is?
Bottom tadpole, that means he's coming towards you.
Yep. Yeah, this means that it's high aspect. So this bottom tadpole could mean that he's going, like, if this was a clock right here, could be going 091. So he's literally going like barely towards you, but it'll register as towards you. So it doesn't mean he's coming like hot. You could lock him up and it'll give you the better picture, and he could be like just barely heading hot on you or just going the other way.
Exactly.
That's why it's good to go into TWS or lock them up. Spotlight search. Do you know how to do this? Brody, you know how to do this real quick? Just using your HOTAS. Put in this small little beam here.
I believe I just move it. Is it left and hold, or is it up and hold?
It's up. Yeah, it's TMS button, your
Yep.
target management, and you
Yeah,
just hold
that's
it
not-
up.
You just hold it up and just hold it.
Yes, and it puts it into a small area. It'll give you updates. I think it puts it in the
In a
1-bar
single
scan.
1-bar scan.
Temporary switching 4-bar. Oh, so it's still 4 bars, but it's only 10 degrees. So it's like going really, really fast in a 10-degree. So it does the most airspace, but in a small lateral sliver.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you initiate this by holding TMS up long.
Yes.
Yeah,
And hold it.
And hold it. You got to hold it for.
If you let go, it cancels automatically.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
goes back to your other setting, your 30 or
your
60.
previous.
Cool. Learned something today.
And this is good to try to burn through jammers. It works. That's the only thing you could do. Try to burn through a jammer, or if you see some targets here and one starts disappearing and it's like, what is happening over here? You just kind of TMS up Spotlight Search, and it'll give more updates because it's a smaller area to search.
And if you want to lock something in this mode, you just move the cursor on top of it and let go of TMS up.
That is correct.
That's really cool.
Yep. And you can hold TMS up and move the cursor around. This box will just move around with it. So you could like search, I think probably like 6 times. You could use this 10 degrees 6 times. You could search the sky really quick.
Yeah, just move the cursor all the way up to right or left.
Yep. Because you got 60 degrees, well actually 120 degrees.
That will take a while.
Around. So it'll take a little bit. It's 12 times. Doesn't look like 12 times though. I don't know, math is hard.
I think it's plus minus 10, so it's 20 degrees.
Yeah. 60 plus scan. So when your FCR, it's a, what do they call it, a something scope, scope format. So being that it's a scope format, not all of them are going to be, it's not going to look the same as it is in actual reality. So this is what it would look like on your FCR, but this is what it looks like in reality. Yeah, it's a slight difference. So
Yeah,
they're all hot on you.
In the beginning, that was a little confusing. But as I read on and implemented, then it became more natural.
Yeah. So they're all hot on you because it's like like, you know how a globe and they have some flat pictures of the Earth and it looks weird? It's the same type of effect.
Exactly, just like Iceland looks bigger than
exactly
than the United States, where on the globe.
So just keep this in mind when they're still heading towards you, but they're not like heading in like this. But when they are headed in like that, see this one's he's heading in. So this may, in some people's mind, thinks he's heading hot on you. In reality, he's not hot at all. It's like kind of a little off. He's hot on like beside you.
This is where you look at the closure rate.
Yeah, and that too. Yep. So this A, he's hot, but he's hot 8 miles to your right. They're all actually in a straight line.
Yeah, that's actually kind of hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Not the locations, but the velocity vectors. That's a lot of geometry there.
Yep. And the closer they are, the more exaggerated the angles are. You see how he's almost perpendicular to you, but he's still only 8 miles. Yeah, 8 miles off hot. Same thing with when you have your missile mode, it'll do the same little caret as the aspect. And if you get confused, you can look at this. This makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
it's just off a little bit.
That.
Off a little bit, off a little bit more.
on your HUD, the arrow, if it's straight at 12 o'clock, is coming towards you.
Yep. That's
I guess in
correct.
that sense, so anything from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock in terms of velocity vector could be headed towards you, depending on where they are. So don't assume it's flanking or anything like that. They could be hot.
Yes. Yeah.
Anything from 9 to 3 on the upside, I guess, north side. They could be slightly cold or fully cold.
And as you see, this is 20 miles, so he's 9 miles away, so that's pretty close.
Yeah,
Right.
and when you take a look at this, let's say that picture. Yeah, hold it right there for a minute. Bottom left picture.
Yeah.
On the A, where it's going in that direction, but he looks like he's coming in hot. And you take a look at his closure rate, and you take a look at the HUD, and you see the aspect angle that he's coming in. You could actually go around him and catch him from behind.
Yeah, you can go around this way. Yeah. So, in reality, all these are the same aspect because all of them are beaming. They're all
Right.
perpendicular of you. So the farther you go out, the more it I guess bends the beam. So he's over here. He might be going away from you, but he's not actually going away from you. This is like 20 miles out, so. But as I said, it's always easier to look at this. This will tell you it's straight. Less confusing. Actually, it is kind of confusing.
Yeah, I took a look at that and I said, oh, okay, then I finally started getting it.
Yep. So the more closer they are towards the center, the more realistic this picture is of them. The more they go out and the closer they get in, it's kind of skewed a little bit. Their actual vector. So that's the acquisition cursor, the little captain's bars. Horizontal, or the horizon line. This is your horizon line, respect to the horizon. It's Spotlight Search, expanded display. You can expand. It'll have a picture like this, so you can see. It'll zoom in to this little blob right here. It's like, what is that? So you could zoom in a little bit. It'll show you a little bit more detail. And it really works well with TWS. You could zoom in. It'll keep getting accurate readings back. This is the MiG-29. It's like 3 miles away, so that's really close. I want to talk about that's the uplook search. So VSR it uses medium pulse frequency to provide long-range detection for forward aspect targets. So we use this in TVT when we're like 80 miles away, and we put the radar in VSR, and we're able to see people from 50 miles away just to see where they are. We can't really shoot anything, but we could definitely see them on our radar, putting that in VSR. And it's only for contacts that are closing on you. If they're going away from you, then it won't pop up. They won't show up on your FCR. Yeah, VS are designed by forward aspect targets only. Track while scan. It puts the bug on all of them, or the updated symbol, so the yellow symbol in all of them, getting updates on all of them. And if you follow this little T right here, you actually see it going back and forth and pausing on each contact for a fraction of a second. So it'll go over here, it'll go back, and it'll like stop for a little bit, go over here, stop for a little bit, go a little bit more, stop, keep going, stop, and come back, and just keep doing that. So as I said with the the electronically scans, it'll do all that like automatically. So it'll look over here, look over there, and automatically do all that without physically moving. That's the benefit of a electronically scanned. Moving the bug, TWS.
Can you go back one page?
Yep.
So it's saying track files at 21,000 feet are outside the scan coverage and being extrapolated. Which ones are those?
So outside of 21,000, figure 33.2, figure 33.2.
On the right hand side.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
there are
right,
two
these.
targets on the outside. Yeah.
And it keeps it for 13 seconds. So they'll start blinking. I think they blink yellow, and then they blink red, and then they disappear. Pretty sure that's the steps of it to tell you that, all right, we're losing these. You better look out. We're about to lose these. Then it goes away. And then you can always move this over a little bit to update it, and it'll reset the time.
Got it.
Yeah, just cursor to the right or the left and put it over the target.
And then single target track. So this is the spiked on the RWR on the receiving side. So you'll obviously TMS up twice. It'll only give you this target. It won't look anywhere else. So there's no way to see anything else. You'll only see this target. So there could be 2 people over here, 2 people over there, and you'll just know about the one that you're locked onto.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, be careful with that. And with TWS, if you do TMS right, it'll cycle between all your targets. So you could TMS right, it'll go to this one. You could pickle Fox 3, cycle again. It'll go to this one, Fox 3, right. It'll just keep going back and forth. I think you can hold up to, I think it's like 7 or 8, but you could have data link to 7 to multiple missiles at once. And data link is basically the timing. So once you lose data link, you don't have the timing. You don't have the A, the M, the time to impact anymore. It just goes away. And it won't guide the missile towards the target. It'll just go in space, and then whatever it sees, whatever it pitbulls on, it'll just go after that. STT, mode switching. So this situation awareness mode, this is what mode that you'll be using a lot. So you're in RWS, you could lock on to 2 people, or you can go into TWS. So if you're in TWS, you can lock on to one person. It'll give you more updates on the person that's locked up, but it'll also give you updates on the other targets in that area as well. This is a favorite of mine to use, so you could see where everyone is while being locked on to one person.
You mean the SAM mode or TWS?
The SAM mode. It's like a mode inside of the other modes. So it provides the capability to simultaneously track a single target. So ST SAM, so single target situational awareness mode, or dual target. So you could lock on to 2 of them at the same time. So you TMS up on this one, and you TMS up on this one, and you can move the cursor around. It'll give you updates of these 2 over priority of everybody else. And then since you have these 2 locked, you could move the blue line out of their plane. So if you move this over here, it'll now search over here, but still it'll go out of your plane to go and update the 2 people that you're locked onto.
This is really cool. I never heard about this before.
Yeah. So it'll do it, but it significantly narrows your line of view. So if you're over here and you're still locked onto these 2, the farther you go out, the more narrow that beam gets. So it's like a trade-off. So you can still lock onto them, and it'll update. It'll search over here, and it'll go whoop. It'll go back to where they are. It'll give a little update real quick and go back to where your box is.
Cool. And you do this by TMS up once and then move your cursor to the other area or something like that?
Yeah, you could hold TMS once on one, and then TMS up once on another. It'll lock up two. It'll bug two targets, and then you could move if you have it in a smaller mode than 60 degrees. It'll move the. If you have it smaller than 60 degrees and you lock up two people, you could move your
Got it.
your
All right.
bars somewhere else. It'll still update it on the other side. That's air combat mode, so that's close range, basically dogfight mode. This is what I was talking about with the cursor 0. So if you click cursor 0, it'll cycle through these. It can be, you could use this, and then you can use your cursor to move this little diamond. You can actually move this diamond around. So you know your target's over here in this quadrant. You move it over this way, and it'll probably lock onto them a little quicker.
Yeah, in that scenario, all I do is just in dogfight mode, TMS up, and it brings up the elliptical.
Oh yeah,
tracker.
The head tracker. Yeah, and just move it over there. Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, and then just move your head over the target that you want to look at, and it automatically targets it instead of messing around with the cursor.
Very true. And then this same thing. Whatever, if it passes perpendicular to your vertical line here, it'll most likely lock it. So it's 60 degrees wide and 10 degrees wide and 60 degrees tall. It'll just lock it once it gets passes your azimuth. This is the other one. So you can move this dot around. It'll have the altitude on the top and bottom as well. So you can move this around, and it'll look for targets within about 10 miles. All the commands. Obviously, TMS down will drop any bug target. So if you're in single target track, you TMS up twice. So you're in single target track and you want to go back one, you just press down once. It'll go back to TWS mode with a single bug target, and you press back again, it'll go back to TWS mode with nothing bugged. I think if you press back again, it'll go back to RWS.
That is correct.
Yep. And then to go back in the TWS, you can either use the MFD, or you can hold your TMS button left long. It'll put it back in the TWS. Held more than 1 second, selects TWS from RWS.
Is that left or right?
Oh, right. Well, I was saying left.
No, it's
What
right.
does left do then?
Left, it's just the mode 4.
Oh, got it.
It'll just interrogate. That's all it does for now. And then high aspect, low aspect, system track fire, extrapolate, it starts turning red. That's jamming. You're not really looking hard enough to see the little boot on the back of it. That just means that there's an AMRAM in flight, an inactive AMRAM. So there's an AMRAM going toward it, but it's not active yet. And then once it goes pitbull, it'll have the line across it. And then
so far I've never noticed the purple one.
Yeah, it sometimes shows. So it's bugged, and there's an AMRAM in flight. It'll turn purple, depending on what block you're in. And the next one, once it has the slash, it means you went pitbull. So the M went down to 0. Now it's in target, the T. So pitbull now, and then this is the predicted time of impact. It'll show an X. And then this If you see this, do you know what this means between the two of you?
Lost track.
Not
I
technically
actually don't.
lost track.
So so you were guiding MRAM to its activation point, pitbull point, and it lost
Yeah.
guidance during that time, and it went active.
Not quite. So this
Okay.
means that the speed of the target is faster than the missile, and it's not going to hit. So
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
the target's going faster, so it's mathematically can't hit it unless it turns back around. So it could be saying this for the longest time, and then for some reason the bandit wants to turn back around, and thus
Just go
increasing
straight
thus increasing the speed, the
the
closure
speed,
speed, and then
close your speed there,
and then
it
the
goes
lose
right
goes
into
away
it.
and it hits them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll show this on your HUD as well. So if you shoot, it'll say lose. Like sometimes it happens like right when you shoot off because they're already cranking or they're already turning cold or something. So that means on your doesn't have it, but on your
WR.
no, on your dynamic launch zone, the line on the right side of your HUD, that cursor goes outside of the range because they're turning away, and it'll say lose on your MFD and on your HUD.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha.
And that's what that means.
Got a nerd question here.
Go ahead.
So is this the predicted or calculated speed of your missile, or does the plane have a two-way link with the missile, so it actually knows what the missile velocity is?
Let's see. I think it knows the missile velocity with time. I think it calculates it. I don't think it's sending back the actual speed. I think it's saying, all right, the missile has this much fuel, this much turn. It's turning hard here, so therefore it's going slower. I guess it just calculates all that and kind of guesses what the speed is at a certain point in time.
But still, even with that data, it's a pretty good estimation, I bet.
Yes, it is. Yep.
This is really cool and important too. I'll make a note of it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's cool to you could be the best at BVR or really good at BVR and not know any of this, but it just makes more sense. You just have more connection with why and what you're doing at certain points.
Exactly.
I always thought I was losing the target, and apparently what they've been doing is just split us and go back.
Yeah, it's just the speed, the closure rate is infinite now. That's all that means. That's
right.
it for that. The ground is not too intricate, but you know about the data link and stuff, so bug targets and all that stuff. That's good. That's important for air-to-air stuff as well. But yeah, so gonna hop into BMS here. Let me see on here. Went over bar scans, elevation. Oh, the ECM. So the ECM, if you reference the whiteboard. So the ECM, it's a cylinder. This is it right here. It's on top of an airplane. So the emissions is actually going out this way at a certain angle. The angle escapes me. I think it's 30 degrees. So it's going out in this direction. So it's always better to be above your target because of the angle of your ECM. Because it's jamming it in this direction. So if you're above your target, if you're below your target, so they're up here shooting radar at you, they could see you because nothing's happening. But if they're below you, then that's the most effective area for you to be while using your jammer.
That I did not know.
Yep. So if you're at
you're
at 30,000 something feet and you're using your jammer and they're at 20 something thousand feet and they're using your jammer, it doesn't matter for you because you're just like seeing them easy. But when it comes to them, it's hard to see you because the jammer is most effective in that angle.
I guess this makes sense because the pod is in your belly, right?
Yep, sure is. And when it comes to, if you're looking at it, this is a top-down view. So this is your jammer top down. So it's the angle is this way and this way. So if someone's coming from the side, the jammer does nothing. So you need to either be cold or hot from your person you're trying to jam to actually be effective.
Okay. Goodness gracious. That I did not know.
Yep, so that's good stuff. So now you properly know how to use the jammer.
I usually just turned it on and left it on.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the altitude.
Yep. Different altitudes. And also they implement it now in the new update. So I noticed in TVT, so there was a person, I think it was Dusty actually. He was at, I don't know what altitude, he was higher than me, and I was at lower than him. So he was using his jammer, and I was trying to use my jammer, but I was in the moment. I didn't really worry about it, so I'm jamming at the ground, and he's jamming directly at me. So we're far away, and apparently in TVT they were using a lot of not Pitbull, Mad Dog. So they would just Mad Dog the missile. Are you two? You're both familiar with Mad Dog? I know Rhodey is. Debug, you're familiar with what a Mad Dog is?
You just let it go.
So you just, it's basically literally a Mad Dog. So you shoot the missile, and whatever it sees first, it'll kill it. It'll go right after it. So it's super dangerous, but it's a dangerous tactic you can use if you're known. Yeah, if you're in a known enemy area and it's like there's no one around you for 100 miles, it's like, yeah, send it. So
send it.
So
but if there's anybody close to you, don't send it.
Yeah, don't send it.
Does it go straight in, or does it still do the loft and everything to go?
It won't loft. It'll just go straight.
It just goes straight in, looks the closest target they could find.
So you could shoot it, and your wingman's like in line abreast. It'll be like, oh look, a person, and it'll just blow them up. So be careful with that Mad Dog. So he Mad Dogged, right? And I knew he was Mad Dogging because that was just a thing we learned. So he Mad Dogged, I Mad Dogged. I turned off cold, and in the Tacview I noticed that his Mad Dog did not lock on to anything, but mine did because it started to make maneuvers and stuff. And that's the a very good example of the home on jamming. So basically he's jamming. The radar doesn't see an actual target yet. It just sees a jammer. So it's like, I'm going to get close enough to the target or to the jammer until I could see an actual single target. So it homes on to your jammer. So it could actually do some bad for you.
Eventually,
interesting.
Just burns right through the jamming.
So it just so if a jammer, let's just say a jammer is a flashlight, right? So there's a person with a flashlight, super bright light. You can't see anything, but you know there's a light there. So you're just going to follow the light until you see the person. That's basically what the missile's doing.
And it's automatic, right?
Yeah, it's automatic. Yep.
Cool.
See if we can see him as well. He's in VSR mode. Oh, I see him. Bullseye 22263. Falcon, are you able to see us?
Negative on my end. Are you guys Angels 9 anywhere close to us?
Negative. We're up high. So you could use your VSR mode to see far targets. So you switch your radar to VSR and you should be able to see us. We're up a little high, so look up.
Alright, we're turning west and scanning your direction.
Yeah, I got both of them right next to each other.
Yeah, I only got one.
That's true.
So, whatever guy I lock up, he's the only guy I can shoot at. You're responsible for roadie.
Copy. Still able to see us, Falcon?
Hunter Falcon, I got you on scope.
Alright, copy. We're gonna beam now, so to see if you lose us. Alright, to 90 to the left. So go ahead and head due north. On your left side now, about 7 o'clock.
Visual.
Alright, we're beaming. Do you still got us on radar?
I still have you.
Alright. I'm gonna put you on the 3 o'clock for the RWR. Hold on. Still turning.
I think since I'm below you, beaming will not be effective.
That's a possibility, yep. Alright, so Falcon, go ahead and turn back the other direction. We'll get some spacing and we'll do something else.
Falcon copies.
Were you able to use the VSR mode in that, Falcon?
2 copy.
1 negative, I'd like to try that again.
Alright, copy. We'll use, so set your steer point to steer point 5, and let me know when you are 40 miles away from steer point 5.
Falcon copies. Hunter Falcon, we have jamming bullseye 2 for 235 for 96.
Affirm. So now we're beaming, so see if you can burn through the jammer now.
Hunter, I got Fox on bullseye 23793, Angels 37.
Falcon 1 got a lock at 237 for 95.
Affirm. So we're beaming, so it's not as effective right now. So we're going to turn in hot and let us know what happens then. So Hunter's turning in hot. How's that, Falcon?
Hunter Falcon, I think, at least for myself, I was able to keep block as you were getting closer.
Copy that, 10 here. 26 miles away.
Alright, interesting. Okay. Alright, so we're going to turn off again. We're going to do that again. Let me know when you are 60 miles out.
Oh, sorry, you got stepped on?
So we're going to turn back around. Let us know when you're 60 miles out.
Copy that.
Alright, got him in VSR mode. Bullseye 20060, 20,000. 22,000.
How the hell did they get all the way over there?
Well, I told them to go 60 out, so they're a little farther out, so that's good.
Okay.
I wanted to give us more time to actually see stuff.
I got you. Hunter, we still have chevrons.
Copy, I'll continue. But yeah, to remember Fox 1s only.
That means I have to keep the lock, right?
That is correct. I think they're close together, so we'll just Fox on the same thing. I can't really decipher who's who.
Yeah, I'll only talk on the guy that I can see.
Alright, seems like you got the leader. I got the trailer.
Comes up.
Remember, try to use your spotlight to burn through.
Yep, we're dead. 25-ish miles, and I still can't get a virtue with the spotlight.
Picture 2 groups. First group, south group, maneuver, south, bullseye, 239, 107, bogey. Second group, 246, 102, spades. Southern group, maneuver, east, bullseye, 234, 115. Second, north group, maneuver, west, correction, east, bullseye, 245, 104, Metallica.
You have these guys at like maybe 196, 63.
Still bringing it around. They bulls again?
Roughly 19164.
Got someone at 17269.
Hunter Falcon, we still have chevrons.
Copy.
Data.
Oh, I got him. Alright, I'm mode 4 off, or jammer off, mode 4 on.
I think I'm on the trailer.
Control Falcon 1, it seems North Group is responding friendly to M4.
Affirm, then it's friendly. You caught it, very good.
I think this guy's really good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, they're close in line abreast, seems like. Threat. Bullseye 22591 45,000 hot hostile.
They're not doing anything. I'm like 11 miles from them.
Interesting.
Who's hit?
Might not have saw you.
Maybe.
Terminate. Go ahead and hit head back to your sides. Jamming 20772.
What's your fuel level?
132.
Okay, I'm 118.
Alright, got him locked. Alright, go ahead and turn in hot, mode 4 off.
Confirmed.
Hunter 1-1 is dead. Pop-up group. Stand by. Pop-up group, bullseye, 23276, 42,000, confirm hostile, track northeast.
Okay, I'm out of Fox 1s.
Alright, copy. Terminate, terminate.
Confirmed kill received.
Falcon 1-1, copy, terminate.
Picture is 2 groups. North group, bullseye, 23488. South group, 22990. Alright, Falcon, go ahead and turn hot.
Falcon 1 copies.
Alright, 2 verify mode 4 is off.
Off.
See if I can mad dog one of these. Make sure you're behind me.
Yeah, I'm in front of you.
The pin, I think we're line abreast.
Yeah, we're good. They're at 39 miles.
Alright, you get the sort by azimuth, so you get their left one. Picture is 2 groups. First group, north group 23077, hot, hostile. Second group 22390, both targets at 40,000.
Jesus, I cannot burn through this.
I mean, either. I got one, he's 33.
Say picture one more time.
North group 22673, 40,000, confirm hostile, hot. Second group, southern group 21986, 43,000, hot, hostile. Alright, Fox 3 on north target. Ranking north. Alright, Husky snipping it.
I'm gonna be dead. I'm dead.
Copy, continue.
Falcon 1 is hit. Terminate.
We can continue. We're just gonna keep going for a little bit here. Just let me know when you're bingo.
Choose safe.
One is turning back.
Confirmed kill received.
Hunter Falcon, we're bingo. RTB.
Copy, RTB. Hunter 1-1 hit, 30,000. Knock it off, knock it off. So seeing a J11 next to you was a little unnerving?
Indeed it was.
So these J11s are super quick. It was hard to stay in formation with you without blowing past you.
Yeah, I bet. And I think your high altitude performance is better than us.
Yes, absolutely. We were at 50,000 feet cruising at 1.2, like it was just easy.
Tell me about it. I was at 37 at one point. And
Struggling.
goodness. Can't
Yeah.
maintain that altitude and speed.
Viper doesn't want to be there.
Nope, it doesn't like it there. So that was that's the tactic the J11 uses, is just stupid high altitude. And then it makes the jammer more effective up there too.
You know that
That it did.
laughing guy meme?
I think so,
There's
yeah.
this, I think Argentinian or I don't know. This
Yeah.
guy's. I mean, they dub it or sub it, and they kind of converted to a joke where these guys, they set the altitude block of a flight to like inches 40 during a training flight, and they had to tap into like the afterburner to stay there with their loadout, and they had to RTB before the fight even started.
Oh, geez.
If I can find it, I'll send it your way.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
for me, I still had 9,600 pounds of fuel, or 86,
boy.
one of the two, but I still had a lot. Had a lot of fuel left. We both had a lot of fuel left. And the elevator movement up and down is like mush. Like it feels like you're in, like, I don't know, like some thick water or something. It feels really weird.
Sorry, guys. Wrong way on the volume meter. Yeah, it's horrible. It changes to how you
What's
fly.
that again?
The
Oh,
up and
the
down pitch movement.
Oh, you mean it's wobbly?
Like when you like pitch up, it like hesitates and it's like, ugh, like it's nose heavy or something. Like it's really weird.
Interesting.
And that was that first engagement. But yeah, you used the VSR, you saw how effective the jammer is. You're telling me you use the Spotlight mode. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the only thing you can really do when it comes to jamming and finding targets from far away. Yeah, we got swacked. Real meat and potatoes. All right, so let's see.
On that last one, I got you, Brian.
The last one was when debug got hit. Or I mean, the last one or the last Tacview?
The last missile engagement.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah. Someone got me. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a lot of missiles. I don't know if you shot after Terminate or.
No, I only shot one.
Okay, I got like 3. Oh, someone hit me. Here we are, super far. That's why I spread it out so we have time to do stuff. And
yeah, and we close it really fast.
yeah, it's quick. It goes by really quick. We were looking using VSR mode. I was getting some hits of both of y'all with VSR. Wasn't able to get a solid lock, but he was able to get a solid lock on you. At about 50 miles. Wait, whoa. 45 miles.
Yeah, we weren't jamming here though.
Yeah. I think here I had mode 4 on, so you didn't come after me.
Yeah, I think so.
Fox 2
Yeah,
or 1.
Thank you. No, thank you, Craig. It just knocked me out completely.
Did you hear the launch? You should have heard. Or what is that? I think it's a Fox 2.
That's a 1.
Is it? No, I don't remember. Oh, the ET is the Fox 2, I think.
That's
Yeah, ER is extended radar.
Okay. So Rody, you didn't hear that? You didn't hear?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did, and that's when I said I'm hit. And
Well, I mean,
think
hear the launch. So you should have heard that launch.
Oh, the beep.
Yeah, the beep 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 beep.
Yep, I
Okay.
did hear it.
Was there a reason why you didn't go defensive?
I was still fixated on him because I was. Yeah, I was fixated on him.
Okay. Because that launch was at, and this is another thing you have to worry about Mar and stuff. I know he had a huge advantage over both of y'all, Mach 1.5, Jesus Christ. And so you need to be careful of, you need to pay attention to all those 3 things: the height, the speed, and the distance. So you just go in that order. If he's higher than you, obviously he has a better advantage of you. If he's faster than you,
yeah.
he has a better advantage of you. So
Yep.
basically, the MAR, if in a mission we would have a MAR. So if the first two have an advantage, you could increase that MAR automatically. So let's say the MAR was, he launched the missile at 30 miles. So the MAR is 30 miles here. Or actually, the MAR could have been 22 miles, just if you're at the same altitude, same speed. But since he's higher than you, going like
And
twice
faster.
your speed, then that increases the MAR a lot.
Yeah, because at this time, at one point, I was just looking at chevrons
Yeah.
until I got a lock on him, and I heard the beep. Then I got a lock on him, and it was all over for me.
Yeah.
And is that a miss?
Shit, that was a hit. Looked like a hit. Oh. Buttons. I think it hit. Yeah, I think I should have hit old Craig. I think that was the one where I didn't tell him what a U meant. He was like, "What the heck just hit me?"
Oh, no, that was the before. This I was just being stupid.
Oh.
I was just climbing high to see what would happen.
Do you
Yeah.
guys have Fox trees?
Yeah, we had some. We used them on the
Okay.
second or third round or something. That last round, we used them. Had some PL-12s, but yeah, these 120s are no joke. Like they just got you no problem.
Oh, easily.
15 miles. Still going Mach 1.3 at. Didn't even care. Mach 3. Reset.
Yeah, we didn't set a MAR or bother too much about
Yeah, that's fine.
the actual fight, but more on like spotting, locking,
Yeah.
sorting.
Yeah, we didn't set it up, but you know, it's kind of like a round circle the importance of MAR in future stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, copy that.
and honestly,
Cool.
this is a fight where we are really at a disadvantage. So
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't really care much about that.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was a
this is
huge
F-15
disadvantage.
job, pretty
Yeah,
much.
absolutely. So on your RWR, you saw, I think it was 27s you saw. So here I had him as friendly. So I heard you guys
No,
mode
stop
4
here
in.
for a sec.
Okay.
So what happened here is I was scanning with mode 4, and you were right on top of each other almost, and that delayed me quite a lot because
Yep.
I couldn't see two contacts there.
And that was my plan. I was like, old Craig, go north. He crossed, and I know that confused the heck out of you.
But I knew someone was there. I just didn't want to take a shot at it just yet.
Yep. Tell which one. All right, so was that a 1? Both shoot at the same time, roughly. I try the lock, and I got hit, obviously.
Yeah, scroll back to right before you fire the missiles. Actually, right before you get offensive. Scroll back a little bit more. Let's just look at the speed difference in the F-16's ability to turn off
Oh,
versus the J-11s. Yeah, so let's just watch it from here. Watch how long it takes Prom to get his nose around. Or Prime. Sorry, not Prom. Don't know what I'm saying.
I'm going 1.2, and that's like 80%.
Boom. Look at that. I know you're not pulling hard yet.
No,
but
not really. I was just trying to keep the lock. I pulled. How many G's did I pull?
Yeah,
About
I
2
was doing
Gs.
the same thing, trying to keep the lock.
Yeah, well, for you, so Rhodey, since you're this close, this is super close. 16 miles, that's death. So once you fire the missile, oh, you said you tried to keep lock. What do you mean you tried to keep lock? You turned off.
Yeah, I turned off, but as soon as I saw that was going to break the lock before Pitbull, I straightened up a little bit right there.
Yeah, so in this case, as I was saying, you're super close. There's no reason to turn back. So you have a Fox 3, so it'll do. You could launch it and just leave because it'll Pitbull on its own. It doesn't need any guidance because you're so close. So in this sense, you could just continued off and just continue off cold, because the missile will do everything else by itself. So there was no reason to come back. You would just go cold, especially since you're so
Yeah.
close. You would just snip it.
Exactly. Okay.
And I would have been dead, since I'm still locked. I'm still heading after you, but I would have been dead, and it would have went ballistic.
But you got me too.
And then that was debugs, so that was good. Then I think I called knock it off somewhere in here. Yeah, I got hit again. So we reset. So how was you guys' comms? Was it pretty understandable? Were you getting the point across and stuff for the most part?
I believe so.
All right, so this, I think it was the last one, and we were just like kill each other.
Sorry, I was talking without the push to talk.
Oh, no.
In terms of comms, we were working on locating, sorting, locking. In terms of tactics, we were a bit quiet, but I guess this was the point of the exercise, mainly to work on the radar scope.
Yeah. Just a opportunity to practice some comms as well, but we haven't really taught it, but it was an opportunity there.
What I've seen in this
Yeah,
one
we
and
did.
the previous one is if we actually just set a little bit of tactics, shoot and then turn back right away, because in both scenarios I had a good shot of pressing if Rhodey turned back cold with a missile in the air.
Mm-hmm.
In both scenarios, we would have just won or I don't know what you call it, but the encounter would be on our side.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's next though.
Yeah, it'll be next time. So with the two ship, it's hard with a two ship, especially if you're going against J11s. It's always good to spread out as much as you can, like 5 miles or something, just to kind of spread out a little bit. So I know on here it was super confusing, and so Rhodey was locked on to me or to Old Craig for a little bit, then switched, and it seemed like you guys both switched there, so that's good. Don't worry about it anymore. Then basically you're supporting here. Then I had a pop-up threat, Old Craig, come up out of nowhere. Old Craig turns in hot. Rhodey's still messing with me. Debug does the correct thing to go after the known threat. So for the most part, were you getting the bullseye calls? I think I was saying them a little fast, but you're kind of getting the general bullseye direction.
I got this one pretty clearly.
All right, so I was a Fox 1, so you did the straight down, yep. So did you have lock? I don't know which one is this. I think this is Old Craig's. I don't think you had a lock on this one. Remember, Debug?
No, I didn't have a lock on this one.
How does that miss?
I checked the velocity right at the end.
Did it peer out? Never saw.
Interesting.
What's the missile speed?
It's lost.
Mach 2.
Lost.
Yeah, it was just an guy or a
I didn't know what was going on.
wide face. Because I have great lock on you this entire time. Like, I was sure I was going to hit you.
Might have lost. I don't know if you could reacquire a lock or reacquire a connection or whatever it's called.
Right, even if it's minute.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, Debug, you did the right thing to turn off immediately, because it doesn't seem like you had a lock on, so you're just blind. So the best thing to do is just dive straight down, get that speed up, get away from that missile. And then that was a pop-up threat, so there's no way to actually get a distance between you. So just like it popped up at 20 miles. So that's just bad luck. But you did the right thing to break away and go cold. At this point, you should be saying, Rhodey, there's a guy over here, but we terminated, but would have been Rhodey to come in.
Yep.
All right, here's the last one.
I'm still working on building that mental picture of the area, you know, and this was the first time I had at least some sort of picture.
Nice.
So something is working. Oh, double hits on me. Nice.
Right, let's go back. All right, it's Old Craig and Rhodey on this last one. 26 miles, huge advantage, speed and height or altitude-wise. So he moseys off a Fox 3. You're going super slow there, Rhodey. Right,
Yeah, I know.
It's 29,000. It's hard to keep up at that altitude. Yeah, you did good to not crank, because there's no reason to crank. What the heck? Oh, is that a Mad Dog?
No.
Oh, you were looking at him.
Yeah. I didn't even know Rudy was there, I don't think. Wait, no. Yeah, I didn't even know Rudy was there.
Oh,
No. You told me to target the left guy there. You told off azimuth, target the left guy.
I said azimuth sort.
Yeah, and then you said the word left.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I was just I
I'm
probably
gonna have to look at it. I
Yeah.
think I heard the word left, which is why I'm like, I don't know why you don't want me to shoot the guy that's like 10 miles closer
yeah, it's like
to me.
the
It's gonna
one
kill
that
me.
makes sense.
Right. But you know what? You asked me to do it, so you got what you wanted.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I might have said left. I was probably saying I'll sort left. I'll get the left. That's probably what happened in my brain.
You know what? It might have been that.
All right, let's go to this one over here. Military left. All right. So 35 miles advantage both ways. Let's see. Don't have a lock yet. Neither of us have a lock yet. I have a lock instantaneously right there. I have a lock here. I launched right after my lock, so 25-mile lock. And then debug launches a little bit after. I know you were split between old Craig. You're like, oh god.
Here was I was a bit confused about the terminology about the pitmull timer, so I tried to wait a bit more and launch another one, but I got hit twice.
Okay. Well, last one hit me.
I really was locked on him. I'm not locked on you.
Oh yeah, let's go back to that.
I think that's actually later. I thought that's what that was.
Oh, I thought so too. Brody gets me swacked. Boom. Yeah, I saw you guys making circles in the sky over there.
Dude, watch the turn rate difference that I had on him.
Yeah, I was looking at my gas, and I knew that was Craig, and I'm following him, and oh my goodness, let me try and miss a heater on him, and I'm over here. I got him locked on. Goodness.
I was just kind of fucking around, but this
Oh
point,
yeah.
so
Did
we
we
did
have
we
fine.
were
this
just
race?
messing around. Well, no, we were just messing around.
Okay.
Like, hello, going a little fast there.
A little fast.
Yeah, and I come up
Uh-oh.
behind him. I got it right there.
Yeah. Mistake.
Boop.
Right down the tailpipe.
Oh my goodness! If I would have fired it, that would have been excellent.
Angle of attack 37 degrees.
Yeah. Dude, look at this. Look at this.
That was pretty nice. What was your speed up there?
I don't remember.
Still 6.7, still going a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of speed up there.
Yeah. I mean, the back of the aircraft just comes around. See what
Yeah.
we're trying. Lower speed characteristics.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness, no. And at that point, it's not going. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, you're
No.
at the stall here.
Right
And
there.
I'm actually in a stall, so I lost you.
Yeah.
I never saw you again. Oh, so you were below me to my right. That explains it.
Yeah. And I just break away.
Yeah, now we both.
And here I was asking Rhodey about his fuel state.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
are you in a dogfight?
Well,
yeah.
we're over there freaking cranking and banking.
Yeah. Goodness. That was pretty cool, Craig. I like that.
No, it was fun.
I tried these things. It didn't work out so good. I guess you still need a what's it called? Uncage. Because you can lock it on, and you still need to uncage, and it's in range. I guess if it was a bigger target, it would hit it, but you need to uncage still.
Yeah.
Like 12 miles out. And old Craig said he had a uncaged debug, but it still hit me.
Look at that. I'm locked on him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's clear as day. I'm locked on him, and I'm like, oh, okay. We'll shoot a missile. I uncage it. Boom.
Boom. It's like neat.
Hangs. We're playing past the missile. Literally.
Which missile was that?
The
ET?
Yeah, the ER. Yeah, ET.
Just to let you know, that'll happen with the 9X also.
Yeah, ET pretty much goes pitbull right away.
If you uncage the 9, because Festus and I were flying the other night, and there was a MiG-29, and I went right behind him, and I uncaged it. Festus flew towards my right, going up. The MiG was going down. I was on the MiG's tail, locked onto him. I engaged the 9X, and guess where the 9X went? To Festus. It made a totally 90-degree turn
Jeez.
and up.
Oops.